Howdy, folks, and welcome back to Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We're up to episode 3 of season 1, Power Broker. So I guess Power Broker is referring to maybe Zemo, because we heard at the end, or saw at the end as well, that they're going to go talk to Zemo because he is still in prison or still incarcerated, and he may know more about Hydra because they suspect Hydra may be somehow connected here because of the what was his name? Isaiah? That was his name. He mentioned something about even your people talking to the Winter Soldier, to Bucky, and he read that as Hydra. So he wants to go investigate, which kind of makes sense to me. I think that Hydra being behind this and behind these powered people and trying to take over and set up this one world government kind of makes sense, because then they would be in charge, which has been their goal forever, right? I cut off one head, 2 more spawn up in its place, or regenerate in its place. So they probably still haven't completely flushed out Hydra. So I can kind of see that. And unfortunately, that means that these super soldiers who are idealistic freedom fighters or idealistic, I guess, one world order folks, they're unfortunate suckers in this. If Hydra's in charge, then they're just convenient allies, convenient idiots, whatever that term is. I can't remember what the term is, which is often associated with like communists, convenient idiots, I guess, convenient fools, which is sad, because they seem like they have, heartfelt beliefs, and I feel bad for them since we're getting to know them a little bit, especially with their compassion for one another and the willingness of the one guy to sacrifice himself. So I'm very interested to see here, by the way, Cap, the new Cap we've determined is, for lack of a better word, a dick. And I think that's more to do with his personality and how he has seen his role and his mission. He even said it in the last episode. He sees his value and his success as whether or not he basically pleases the people who tell him what to do, instead of having a core set of ideals, right? Like the original Cap had, like Steve had, where everything is framed around those core principles. He doesn't have that. He has more of a, it was almost good in a sense that Cap didn't grow up in like a sports world, because, and I'm not trying to denigrate people in sports. I have family members in sports. I love them, and I love sports in general. But you do, if you go in from a child and you build up through that environment, you're very much of a soldier, really, and following orders and doing what you need to do to please the coach and help the whole team out. And so that is your driving motivation. Now, that's not necessarily a bad motivation. It's just different than driving your life on a set of core principles, right? One of them is whoever the boss is tells me to do something, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability to please the boss, which is where this new Cap is. And unfortunately, he comes across as kind of a dick sometimes in that regard, because if somebody else doesn't want to play along, and do the same thing he does to try to please the people who told him what to do, then to him, they're the enemy, they're the opposing team. And so that's a bit of a bummer. So I'm interested to see if we get any more confrontation with him this episode and what we learn from Zemo. So are we going to find out Hydra is really behind this? Here's hoping, because I don't want the alternative to be these nice people are behind it, because they must be crushed.
The global repatriation.
Oh, look, just like in WandaVision, we're getting commercials.
For many.
Don't give them a second to delete, shred, or breathe.
Wow. Don't give them a second to even breathe. Totally not Cap.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah, I mean, do you know who I am? He's like a not Captain America, but Karen America.
Yeah, that kind of thing creates loyalty, man. I know you want this.
The camera work is trying to show that he's losing it, basically.
So
He was obsessed with Hydra. We have a history together, trust me.
Yeah, Bucky makes sense.
I'm boss.
And we also have 8 super soldiers that are loose.
We're going to mess with our...
I mean, little touches like that where Bucky flashes a light back at Sam and it blinds him. Just love it.
So why would two prisoners randomly start fighting at that moment?
Who knows?
Who
There could
knows?
be many reasons.
Zemo's already been broken out. Basically broke himself out, but Bucky helped him a little bit.
Whoa.
There's the mask, huh? They're doing the whole enemy of my enemy is my friend thing here. And hopefully he won't betray them. Hopefully he will focus on stopping the super soldiers first, and then they have a chance to put him back in prison before he starts trying to screw up all the rest of the Avengers and heroes around the world. But I have a feeling he'll escape. Something tells me. This series will end with him on the free and on the run. I bet.
Better come upstairs.
Oh, there she is.
She want that.
Oh no, so she's losing somebody? Like I said, they're doing a really good job of making us sympathetic to, or at least empathetic to, the members of this group. And I hope it's because they're going to, very much like they did with Wanda, right? In Age of Ultron, I really hope that they're going to turn these guys to the point where they realize that they're being manipulated by people who don't have the world's best interests or their best interests at heart, and that they become allies. Maybe that's what they're doing. I'm kind of hoping they are, but we'll see. How come this bridge is empty? Is it like locked down or something? But then why is it all lit up and everything? And that's just something I'm curious about. I mean, they didn't address that. At least I didn't catch it if they did.
I love these.
If that guy knew what his usual was, why wouldn't he have recognized the voice being different? And I always wondered if the photograph has the guy wearing sunglasses at night, which is what he was, I think, in the picture, then why isn't he wearing sunglasses? Hey, I think they already know it's not him. Even Bucky's like, ugh.
With a power broker. But if he insists, he can either come
Ah, the power broker is not Zemo.
and talk to me.
This whole thing, the slow-mos reminded me, this whole thing is fascinating. It is taking a long time, and they only have 6 episodes, but it is still fascinating, so I'm not, like, annoyed by it yet.
Oh, Sam. Kill them.
Yeah, but who actually killed Selby? First of all, there was a sniper helping them out, but who killed Selby? She was shot instantly as soon as she ordered them to kill our guys, and our guys didn't have guns. I'll have to go back and watch that, but is it the same person who's helping them now? And who is it? Oh! Trailer giving it away again. It's going to be Sarah Carter, isn't it?
Seem to have a guard.
Yep.
Trust me.
Did I say Sarah Carter? If I did, forgive me. It's Sharon Carter, obviously.
Everything.
Sharon,
Safety.
we know it's a risk, but we're not going to leave until we find.
Kind of agree with Bucky. She is very awful right now, and I don't know why. She used to be a really good person. She doesn't seem such a good person now, and I understand the whole argument she's saying about how the country's after her, she's on the run, but she can still be a good person, right? Or maybe she's just hiding it. Maybe she will be a good person, because she doesn't sound like one.
The person who cracked the code.
We got a name.
Then again, she did save them, and she did take them to a place of safety, so maybe she is just hiding it, and maybe she is still a good person. That's a good sign, too. The fact that she's even willing to entertain the prospect of getting her name cleared means that she does want to return and talk to her family and get back to her life, and that this isn't her new life now. It's the life she's accepted because it's the only thing she can do. But the fact that she's willing to do that, because if she was like, no, you know, this is much better. I like being in power. I'm actually a little bit evil. I never told you guys. Then she wouldn't be interested in a deal that would clear her name, right? She wouldn't care.
Give New York a run for its money.
So is Madripoor's obviously not a real place. So is this basically like a Singapore sort of? Madrid, kind of almost Spanish, and Singapore, Sapor. What is this? I think I heard somebody talking about this place in one analysis of a trailer, but I guess it's just a different version of Singapore.
They know how to party.
There's a scene from the trailer.
By the CIA. They had blood samples from an American test subject with semi.
Yeah, I wonder which one.
Where's Carly now?
I don't know where she is.
Is Carly the one, the freckle-faced, redheaded girl? Is that Carly? So is she building this army? So she really is in, not, there's nobody on top of her? And they did talk about the power broker, and the power broker, I think they talked about the power broker. That was the enemy they had, the one who texted her and said, I know what you took. Yeah. Okay, it's all coming together. So she must be Carly. She stole the 20 vials, gave it to some people who were like-minded as her, and the power broker wants her dead. So really is a third faction here. It's Carly's group, which really is trying to apparently set up a new world order, or one world order. And then you've got Hydra, who's also after a one world order, but they want to do it behind the scenes. They want to still have nations, but they want to be in charge of each nation. That's the way Hydra's always worked, or at least be at the top, have an influence, dramatic influence. And then you've got the heroes who are trying to restore order, I guess.
But a couple of.
All right, is Zemo going to betray them now, or is he going to help them?
Supercharged.
He's going to help them.
Back to jail.
Do you want to find?
You're not gonna move your seat up, are you?
No.
Great callback.
If we get the job done, do you really think they're going to sweat us on the how?
Yeah, again, the core principles don't drive him. It's the goals, the objectives, getting the mission complete that drives him. Makes a real distinction between him and Steve.
Now we need a new cap, and it ain't gonna be Walker. So before you go and destroy it, I'm gonna take it from him myself.
Ooh. I know from research long ago and from what I've caught and picked up that both Sam and Bucky have been Captain America in the comics. Is this show going to end with, or start with Sam giving it up and end with Bucky taking it? Although, again, the trailers betray us because the trailers showed Sam practicing with the shield. So maybe not. But then again, as the commenters will point out, Marvel is notorious for putting things in the trailers that mislead people.
This is the only language these people understand.
All right, Carly, you lost me there. I'm starting to get sympathy for you, but you tie people up so that they're helpless, and then you blow up a car next to them to burn them alive. You lost me. What is Bucky up to? What was that little ball? There's another one.
I was wondering when you were going to show up.
Oh, they haven't. Oh boy. Oh snap, as they say. The line dropped earlier about how the Wakandans did not forget what Zemo did. And they've come for his blood. Very, very cool. Very interesting kind of twist at the end there. Yeah, this episode, like I said, it was intriguing, kind of exploring this world post-snap and where everybody is again. We're meeting up with new people, like Sharon Carter, and seeing where they are and learning about how Hydra still exists and how they're still a network. They're just deeper down now and all of that. Was interesting. It is slow though. We didn't get a lot of action, a lot of progression in the plot. They did a good job of trying to build up sympathy for our, I'll call her a terrorist leader now. Before I thought she was more like a almost a freedom fighter, but build up sympathy for her, and then they take it all away at the end, and she just in warm blood maybe murders all those guys because. I don't care if you've got soldiers tied up. If they're tied up and they can't help themselves and you burn them to death, you've murdered them. It's not killing in war. That's murder. Killing prisoners that can't defend themselves is murder. So she lost me. The writers, if they were trying to get me to go, oh, maybe I do, then they succeeded. She's, so the new Cap, her, the only one I'm not sure of now is Zemo. he had he did murder somebody that obviously the Wakandans are very, very keen to avenge. And there's no forgiving that, really. I mean, as far as making him into a good guy, I mean. And then, of course, he did fight the Avengers, and split them and make Cap and Bucky fight Iron Man, Tony. So there's that. He's not a good guy, but right now they're kind of. He could have run away when all the bounty hunters came, but instead he stayed and defended them. So, and gave them a way out, and it's helping them go find the source of this. Now, of course, it's for his own motivation. He wants to end this super soldier thing. That's what he hates, is super soldiers, really. He hates all heroes, superheroes. But he definitely hates super serum stuff, super soldier serum stuff. Say that 6 times fast. Super soldier serum. So he's got his own motivation, but at least he's helping them. So I'm kind of like on the fence with him. I know he's a bad guy, but right now I'm willing to, accept him. But they lost me on Cap. They lost me on the leader of the group. And now, of course, Zemo's. Bucky's going to have to try to talk her out of killing him, at least right away, because he has information they need. So I don't know where this is going to go. She's pretty hot-headed, so she might completely ignore him. Although, while she can fight like a crazed killer, she's really good at it. Bucky is a super soldier, so he could potentially stop her if he needed to. But wow, I don't know what's going to happen there. This show has done a really good job of making it so that the only people I really care about and know or believe are good and want to root for is just Bucky and Sam. I'm not even sure about our new arrival, and forgive me, I can't remember her exact name. I know her, obviously, from Black Panther, but I don't remember her exact name. I don't know what her role is going to be right now, whether or not I want to root for her. Obviously, I kind of want eventually Zemo to die because he's such a bad guy, but I don't know. He's also a good villain, kind of a good Loki kind of villain, maybe. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen there, or what they exactly want from me. The writers exactly want from me. The Cap, the new Cap, has been very subtle this episode. He was only in it just a tiny bit. So, all right. I guess the next episode. I guess my theory about this following the same pattern as a movie, since this is 6 episodes, is pretty much like a 6 hours worth of a movie, or 4 hour or 5 hour movie. My theory that episode 4 would be the slow one. I hope that's not true, because this one was kind of slow. Hopefully the next one will be a little more fast-paced. And, I mean, the trailers kind of spoiled it, unless they're misleading us, that Sam will get the shield. Because they showed him training with it, much like they showed the new Cap training with it on video on that one during that one interview. So they've kind of spoiled that, I think. That we're going to resolve at least the shield part of this Cap at the end of this season. And I think everybody kind of knew that, so that's nothing shocking. I don't think they expected this Cap to continue on in the MCU as Captain America. He's written to be a guy that you don't want to be Captain America. So, but they did drop that hint with Bucky about how if you don't want it, I'll take it from him myself, meaning that he'll take the shield, which in the comics apparently he did at some point. But I don't think he's going to here, unless he does take it and then gives it to Sam again and says, "Don't give this away this time," or Sam gets it and maybe decides he doesn't want it and gives it to Bucky. I don't know, but. We'll see. I think Sam being Captain America in the MCU for a while would be a good thing. So I'm rooting for that. All right. Well, I mean, let me know what you guys thought. There wasn't a lot of action, a lot of progression. I mean, there was a lot of answers to some questions, and progression in the players. Like we introduced new players and stuff in this episode, but it didn't seem like we got a lot done. But looking back on it, we did. It just didn't happen all in in a fast-paced manner. So it seemed like it was very slow. But it was an okay episode. I definitely enjoyed it. So let me know what you think in the comments. Appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.